Hello, I just want to make a little video about the British worker. Once again, I've heard someone, a presenter in the media, disparaging the British worker by calling them lazy. This time it was yesterday afternoon on LBC with a presenter named James Whale. Now, the thing about working in Britain is that if you live here as well, the money doesn't go very far. So if you're an average worker, you're really not going to earn more than pence virtually after taxes and so forth. So it's just like slavery, really. All you're doing is paying enough to afford the rent for an extortionate rent for a landlord that is going to chuck you out if you don't pay it. So you have to pay every time you get a wage rise. It goes in the landlord's pocket anyway, because the landlord's going to chuck you out if you don't pay it. So you know, every time any wages go up, landlords charge more rent, and everything goes up in price, and the actual worker is the one who ends up with nothing, you know. And now I believe they're going to institute a law forcing people to save for their retirement, including private people. Where they think we're going to get money, I don't know. It doesn't exist just because the government order you to pay it. You know, it actually will come out of your food, like it does at the moment for pensioners when they need to pay their heating bills. And as a result, people will be malnourished, and as a result of that, they'll get more claims made on the NHS for treatment for diseases related to malnourishment. LBC actually said, I think it was October 2010, that a doctor's report in the UK of UK doctors said that British children were suffering malnourishment of the kind you get in Africa, not the kind you get from eating Kentucky Fried Chicken all the time. Malnourishment of the kind you get in Africa from hunger. So you know, what's the point of working when you're not, the money won't be worth anything? Now, they also said on this program yesterday that Poles were getting paid more than the British worker, and they made it sound like that's because they did better work, but it's not. It's because even at those rates, the money won't support you in the UK. Poles work harder because they do get something out of it, because when they send the money back home to Poland, it's worth more there, and they can get a good life out of it. They can afford to buy, I don't know, a shop or a business or something, certainly homes. So they're motivated because they are going to get something out of it. Whereas people in the UK aren't going to get anything out of what they've done except a few quid to spend on beer or something. You know, and it's just too disheartening to make you feel motivated to go and be a slave. I mean, who's motivated to go and be a slave because someone dangles a carrot in front of you? A carrot isn't enough to live on. You need a proper living. And the reason that Poles are so motivated is because they're going to get everything they want out of it, because the money will be worth so much more when they've sent it home to Poland. So British workers aren't lazy. We're just really done over by a system that has made us so poor that there's no escape from it, basically. And that's why we're resentful and demotivated. You know, the problem is the disparity in wealth between the really rich people and the very poor people. And there's so much disparity of wealth that it makes money virtually worthless. When the rich can afford to pay, I don't know, £2 for a pint of organic milk, you know, that actually makes a pint of milk go up in value, and other people can't afford it. So they either do without or have inorganic milk, which is not good for the environment and which is inhumane, you know, so we then get to be bad as well. All this is because of rich people. Every time they can pay more for a car, it takes it out of the reach of poor people. Every time they can pay more for a house, it takes it out of the reach of other people, and we get less and less and less. They have more and more money, and it's the value of it becomes less, so that what little we have doesn't go very far. Everything increases in value, and we don't have enough money to afford it. And this is all because of the rich who can pay for it and do pay for it. And the reason they get that money isn't because they work hard. Everybody works hard. Coal miners work hard. Lavatory cleaners work hard. Everybody works hard. You know, it's just that the rich get to pay wages, and they decide to keep most of them. They spend it on our behalf in trickle down, which means it stays in their bank accounts and never goes anywhere. Maybe we should have laws deciding on what would be fair wages. You know, that might be a good idea, because as long as wage payment is in the hands of the rich, they're going to make decisions such as that they will spend it on our behalf and we'll get it via trickle down. You know, when somebody else pays their employer for a service, and their employer again will keep their wages to spend on something, so that employees will endlessly get it trickling down to their employers, and it will never actually reach the employees. But they just say it will trickle down to them, and that's enough, because we all know that we all live on the lies of the rich, and they feed our children and that kind of thing. So basically we need to redress the economics of the West, which has allowed the super rich to run rampant. We don't need to be blaming the poor, dispirited worker. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.